If you're building a new home or in the process of renovating your existing home, then you're going to want to watch this. We talked today with Gary Wilson of Wilson Services about making sure you have the right system for the most efficient heating and cooling for your house. Check it out. Hey Gary,
hey Mary Jo, nice to see you.
Nice to see you again. Well, this looks like an amazing project.
Oh, this is a fabulous house.
You worked on the heating and cooling.
Yes, we worked on the HVAC systems. We met up with Dennis about a couple years ago, and he had some concerns, and we helped him out.
All right, good. Well, let's go in and
Let's
check
do
it out. All right, so Gary, this is the project. Beautiful home, by the way. Beautiful.
This is great.
It is lovely. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this project when you sort of came into it? Because it wasn't right from the start, right?
Right, Dennis called us up. He realized he had some comfort concerns was the main issues that he was having, and I met with Dennis, and we discussed a lot of options. When he first had me out, I realized right away that there was some equipment installed that was very much entry level, and basically the cheap builder equipment.
And it wasn't going to work for this house, correct?
Well, that is almost a different subject, because cheap equipment isn't necessarily evil and bad in itself. It's the way it was installed. So there was a couple things that could have been better. The equipment certainly could have been a little bit more higher up the technology scale, but more importantly was the system layout and the way it was designed, and that's where some of the comfort concerns were coming from, the system design.
Dennis Pilsets lives in this beautiful Western Massachusetts home. In fact, he built this house, but it didn't start out being quite so lovely.
The contractor who did the house initially, the HVAC, you know, they were just hacks, as I now see it. You know, when Gary's people went up into the attic to do their inspection, you know, they told me that those duct things, they were just strewn all over the place, you know, and so there were all kinds of other things that they uncovered as Gary and his team began to work on the house.
Well, after Dennis shared with me what rooms were really having a problem staying comfortable, I recommended that we do some design work and really start from scratch. And I brought my laptop computer out here, and I spent several hours measuring the house. And this is really not a standard basic house, so it took some time to do all that. And once I had all the calculations, I was able to, I think it was the second trip, I came back and presented various options. And that's been my style for many years, is just offering good, better, best. Good meaning you should at least do these items that I'm listing here, and then if the homeowner is so inclined to go with the more advanced options for more superior performance, then certainly that option's available as well.
All right, so this is the system you installed in the house, and you know, on a scale of good, better, best, when you are making those recommendations to clients, how are you thinking about that in terms of what you know about the technology?
Well, the good, better, best scenario works for homeowners because it gives them the option to decide whether they want to invest in something more advanced or just keep it simple. And certainly a simple system will heat and cool a home. We can all agree with that. The higher technology systems do offer a lot of advantages. In this case, well, this is Lennox's top-of-the-line equipment. For instance, if you were interested in humidification or the higher-end air filtration systems, this system has a fan that will operate at a reduced RPM, at a slower fan speed. And many people are interested in that because if you're utilizing a filtration system, you may not want to hear this loud air volume like 24/7. And that's just one small advantage of the higher technology.
To me, it's obvious that Gary is really into this and that he really believes in it and he knows what he's talking about. You know, his whole demeanor tells me that he lives and breathes this, and he takes it very seriously. You know, when he came here, just the minute he steps into the room, you know, he's extremely professional, very polite, and he exudes that. You know, he was very serious about everything he did.
It's this kind of knowledge and trust that leads to ongoing relationships. And when the job is done, Wilson is there via an optional ongoing maintenance agreement to get you through thick and thicker.
There was no bull, and he's very straightforward, and he just, you know, he's not trying to give you a snow job, he's not trying to sell you anything. He's first starting from what is the problem, what does this job require, and let's start there.
So now we're in the finished part of the basement,
Yes.
and this is one of the zones, correct?
Yes, this is one of the 4 zones, and the zoning, the quantity of zones didn't change since we got involved. We did have to make some changes, some modifications to a couple of the zoning systems just to get the more adequate airflow into the various parts of the house.
So a good consumer is an educated consumer.
Definitely.
And, you know, since most of us are not up to date on the latest technology, it's probably good to give you a call, and that's certainly welcome, correct?
Oh, by all means, please call and I can talk homeowners through all sorts of various options.
Well, thanks, Gary. This was so great to talk to you
Excellent.
again.
Thank you,
It was
Mary Jo.
wonderful. This
Great.
is a beautiful project.
Now, if you have any questions for Gary or his staff, just head on over to his website, wilsonph.com.